The vast majority of melodies are made up of some kind of scale patterns. Practicing scale patterns will better prepare you for playing melodies. In addition to just playing scales in ascending and descending order, you'll want to practice different permutations of notes in the scale, or notes in the key, whatever you want to call it. These might be, say, diatonic intervals, like thirds. Or fourths. Or fifths, so on and so forth. These might be cells of notes, like 4 scale degrees in a row. What's that? Did I hear someone say they're going to practice that in all 12 keys? Very good. So as we add more and more to these diatonic cells, we start to end up with stuff that sounds more and more like Hanon. Hanon, in a sense, is just a collection of diatonic cells in C major with different permutations of the notes. But try creating your own exercises of the same nature. Diatonic seventh chords make great exercises. Also try them with directional changes. And if you're a jazz player, be sure to practice these in melodic minor as well. These are good for technique, and they'll also offer some material for soloing. The dilemma for new pianists is that exercises are maybe not the most fun to play, but actual music can present unexpected challenges. What about the in-between? For this, we turn to Carl Czerny. He has several etude books at varying difficulties that work great not only as warm-ups, but also for sight reading, phrasing, and general musicality. Opus 599, Practical Method for Beginners, initiates beginner pianists with simple melodies, gradually advancing to chords, faster rhythms, different keys, and different time signatures. This will acquaint the beginner pianist with technique concepts like scales, arpeggios, and finger independence. But these also serve a musical function. Through playing this, we can get familiar with the functionalities of the two hands, like right-hand melodies and left-hand accompaniment styles, such as waltz patterns, Alberti bass, etc. Opus 802, or Practical Finger Exercises, features a whole plethora of 5-finger exercises, all within one hand position, no crossovers whatsoever. This purely serves to evenly temper the fingers, bringing the number 4 finger up to speed with the rest, and working finger coordination by playing the different fingers in different permutations. Each unit starts with one hand repeating after the other and gradually moving into hands together for further challenge. The book starts with half measures of 16th notes, moving into full measures, and then 2 measure long exercises. are units that work on finger coordination, finger independence, repeated notes, octaves, and so many other things. An awesome resource to have. Opus 261, or 125 exercises, feature these short musical excerpts that help to identify specific challenges and weaknesses in your playing. They take a lot of the concepts from Opus 802 and apply them in a musical context. Like Opus 599, they acquaint you with a lot of the different functionalities and styles of the two hands. This would be a great way to initiate a student who's looking to get into classical music. And these excerpts are short, so they'd also be great for warm-up. Opus 299, The School of Velocity, takes arpeggios and scales and puts them in a musical context and forces you to run them in a very specific way. The student is meant to work these up to blistering tempos and to ensure that they've really mastered these techniques. What I like about these etudes is that unlike scales and other things that seem to kind of be in the ether, these are specific notes on the page and you have to play them as written. And I feel like this demands a certain level of discipline. Once your technique really starts to come together, you'll definitely want to look at some Bach two-part inventions. These pieces work at a lot of the same things we've talked about before, but by far the biggest hurdle to overcome here is that of hand independence. Watch how in all of these the right hand states an idea and then the left hand answers it while the right hand moves on. Then later on, the left hand will state an idea and the right hand will follow it. What I like about these pieces is that unlike typical piano music where the right hand has the melody and the left hand supports it, with two-part inventions, both hands are equals. They take turns carrying the melodic weight, and they'll ensure that you have a strong left hand. And we all know how important a strong left hand is.
So there's a lot of different things you can do to build technique. I look at all of these as ingredients in one big tasty technique stew. You don't want too much salt or too much pepper or too much cayenne. It's up to your own taste and your own self-appraisal to decide what you need more or less of. Now, there is one final ingredient here we haven't mentioned yet, which is just playing music. All of these technical etudes and exercises are great, but they don't mean jack if you can't apply them to an actual musical context. Identifying challenges and personal weaknesses in whatever music you're playing and turning those weaknesses into your strengths is how you'll get to where you want to be. So that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and as always, happy practicing.